Yo, don't you just wish that you were also in Durban this morning? Beautiful pictures coming out of Durban this morning. But now on a much more sad note, as we've been announcing on Morning Live since the beginning of the week, the Interim Board, the management and the staff of the SABC are mourning the death of a Group Executive Human Resources Manager, Mr Mohlolo Lephaka. Passionately known as Prof, Mr Lephaka will be remembered for his immense contribution as a public broadcaster. To talk to us more about how we will remember him, of course, his legacy and the funeral arrangements, we joined in our studios in Johannesburg by the family spokesperson, Ernest Moikangoa. Mr Moikangoa, good morning to you and thank you so much for coming through.
Dumelos Palisa and the viewers.
Now, when I learned of the passing of Mr Lephaka on Saturday morning, the first thing that came into my mind was his mom. How is it? How is the mother doing?
It's very difficult, but because Meke Motwa Tabelo, she takes one day at a time. All shall be well. It's a very difficult period for her.
And I believe what makes it more difficult for all of us who got to know Mr Lephaka is the fact that this was too sudden. I actually bumped into him at one of the malls last week and he looked all well.
In fact, we are still shocked because this happened, like you rightly say, in a very short space of time. On Thursday, he was still alive and kicking, and on Friday, yes, he had some complications. And on Saturday, when we've learned of his passing, we were all shocked.
Devastated.
Yes.
Yeah. In 2005, when I joined the SABC in Bloemfontein, he was my human resource manager then, and he was one person who was feared by everyone in that building. Everyone, for the fact that he wanted to do things in a certain way. He was a perfectionist, if I may say so. How would we remember Mr Lephaka going forward?
One would say Mr Lephaka ate life in shovelfuls. Mr Lephaka was a hard worker. Mr Lephaka was an embodiment of perfection. Mr Lephaka would speak his mind regardless of how so, and he was a very honest person, and he was very loyal to the SABC, of course, and more than anything, as family, we know for a fact that Mr Lephaka has never embarrassed us until the end.
Yeah, and he was such a strong character.
A dynamite that comes in small packages.
A very strong character who strove, in fact, against all odds. Yeah.
No, true that. You would also recall that in all corners of the country, he was known. Because of the good work and because of the behavioral pattern and the person that he was in Elemoto Abatu. He was very committed, and one of his friends, in fact, yesterday, as he called, we were discussing about Mr Lephaka, and I said to him, this is an end of an era, an end of a magical career. Particularly when you look at his contribution in as far as the SABC is concerned. So in fact, he was a role model to young and old men and women, particularly from his Kasi, where he comes from, Piritona in Helbron. You would recall that from time to time, Mr Lephaka never deserted his hometown. He never deserted the Free State as a province. Whenever he gets an opportunity outside his busy schedule, he would always touch base with the masses of our people.
That is true. And as you said, someone who has been very committed to the SABC. He joined the SABC back in 2003, and he grew, amongst the ranks of the SABC till this day, where he died the GE of Human Resources Manager. So he is someone who contributed immensely to the growth of the SABC, I believe.
True that. He did his part. He ran his last mile, and he also nurtured other young people. He was passionate about development of...
And education as well. That is why many of us refer to him as Prof.
As Prof,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah. But now, talk to us about the memorial service details and the funeral arrangements details. Memorial service taking place tomorrow here at the SABC?
Yes, yes. The memorial service is taking place tomorrow here at the SABC M1 studio. It starts from 11 o'clock till 1 o'clock. The family, the SABC, and members of the public, they'll be part of that memorial service. And the funeral takes place on Saturday. It starts at 8 o'clock. Komapetla section, Piritona, Helbron, Metlaya, Mata Robalanding, 11:30, Hossein. So ke tsone ditlhophiso tse leng hore re di entse re family. Yes.
And he was such a lovely soul. I'm certain he would not want to see us crying over him.
A jolly good fellow.
Very jolly good fellow.
And you could see that le baneng. Bahai, in fact, he leaves 3 kids. Le Mema Lephaka, me Olga Lephaka, le Mea Motswalang, Hamohole Obutuahai, and 2 sisters. Little holiday. Me Ntwena eba affectilo feta batho kaofela.
I can imagine.
You would know that sometimes batho ba ya gaudi motho bomba lo sebetsa me ebe ha ba jwale from time to time. He would take care of the family. He was a father figure.
He was.
A very nice fellow.
All right. No, we'll leave it at that. Fitisa matshidiso a rona le lapeng tate re lebohile haholo.
Ke rona ba lebohileng re lebohetse le melaetsa lona ya tshidiso.
Re lebohile haholo. Well, that is Ernest Moikangoa, the family spokesperson to the late Mohlolo Lephaka's the family of course, he was the executive, group executive for human resources manager here at the SABC. He joined the SABC in 2003 as the human resources manager in Bloemfontein. In 2006, he came to Johannesburg, resigned in 2007, and in 2011 he came back as the manager for stakeholder relations. 2013 promoted to general manager stakeholder relations, and in 2016 he became the group executive for human resources division here at Auckland Park. As we said, condolences goes to the family.